Hi, it's Miss Lavodi, and today we're doing part 2 of adding color to your abstract digital painting. This demo will be using the Medibang Paint app. First, put on a song that you listened to yesterday when you created your line composition. You'll be listening to this while you're working today. The tempo, mood, lyrics of the song will inspire the kind of colors you use in your digital painting. Let's get started! Before you begin and you're listening to your song, I want you to think about what group of colors come to mind when you're listening to it. What color scheme can you organize your colors into? Let's review the following color schemes and then try to decide what colors you would want to use for your digital painting. Artists use color schemes to help arrange their colors and purposefully select them, so that way their compositions will be pleasing to the eye. First up is split complementary. This is a selection of colors based on one color on the color wheel, and it's two colors that are adjacent to its complementary. For example, yellow, blue-violet, and red-violet are split complementary colors. Another color scheme that might fit your song is monochromatic. This would be using one color, like blue, and various tints, tones, and shades of the color blue. So you'll see a grayish blue, very light blue, or a very dark blue. The triadic color scheme are a group of colors that are equidistant on the color wheel. So primary colors like red, blue, and yellow, or secondary colors like orange, violet, and green are part of a triad color scheme. The analogous color scheme are a group of colors that are very closely related to each other. They are colors that are right next to each other on the color wheel, so you will not be jumping or skipping spaces around your color wheel. Another way you can select and organize colors is by the color temperature. The color wheel is split into two groups, warm and cool colors. Warm colors are like reds, oranges, and yellows, and cool colors are like blues, violets, and greens. Let's look at two artists that have inspired this project. Paul Klee is a Swiss-German artist, and he was deeply inspired by color theory. You can see he organizes his compositions into shapes and balances out colors. There's a variety of bright, dull, dark, and light colors. Vasily Kandinsky is another abstract painter who really was pioneering abstraction. His use of color is bold and vibrant and heavily influenced by music and sounds. Now that you've reviewed color and hopefully made some color choices, let's start painting. You're going to open your file from Medibang Paint by going into My Gallery and locating your line composition. Then click the plus sign and add a color layer and position it underneath your line drawing layer. Put on your music and let's start painting. As we begin, you will notice that I have added a color layer which is underneath my line art layer. I'm going to unhide my line art layer, and I'm going to start by making sure that I am working in the new layer that is underneath it. So you're never going to be painting on the same layer as your line art. I want you to select paintbrush tools to use, and you can pick a variety of them. You can use the acrylic brush, you can use watercolor brush, you can use the airbrush paintbrush, and I'd like you to play around with your transparency and allow us to see your brush strokes. Try to select colors that are reflecting your song choice and the color scheme that you want to work within. It's a good idea to keep zooming in and out of your composition so that way you can see where you may need to get closer to a line or adjust the size of your brush. It is okay to have your color extend past some of your lines, but you do want to try to keep your color contained within the different shapes. Also, let's try to select colors of different values and intensities. Let's review. Color can be identified by its hue, the name of a color, its value, how light or dark it is, and its intensity, how bright or dull it is. Inside of the color wheel of your color picker, that square will show you how you can pick brighter colors, which are in the top right-hand corner, lighter colors are in the top left-hand corner, darker and duller colors are at the bottom. Remember to save your work frequently while you are working on this project. Continue to fill up your workspace and your composition with color, and let us see your digital brushstrokes. Once you have your entire composition colored in, you're going to save and export this image as a JPEG to your device, and then it is ready to be uploaded to Schoology.